Alright, I want to make something abundantly clear before we get too far into this video. Based on the actions of Remedy Entertainment over the past year or so, I don't like Remedy, and clearly they don't like me. But that doesn't mean things can never change. I have had an insider reach out to me to let me know that things are underway over at Remedy to potentially signal that they understand the direction they were going was on the collision course for bankruptcy, and they need to make severe changes now or else they are done. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. This insider that reached out to me gave me some very particular information and details as to what's happening inside of Remedy right now that actually kind of blew my mind. And I have personally verified this stuff myself to see, wow, okay, maybe Remedy isn't as bad as I thought they were. Or maybe they're just doing some virtue signaling for the other side, only to fool them once again. And honestly, with everything they've done so far this year, I trust Remedy about as far as I can throw them. Smash JT has crossed over 100,000 subscribers. Holy crap. So before I even get into the topic of today's video, I just want to do a quick shout out and thank you to everyone who's ever taken a second of their time to click that subscribe button and hit the bell, because holy crap, the channel has been going gangbusters and I owe it all to you guys. Thank you so much, genuinely, from my heart. I appreciate you guys. This is like the best Christmas gift I could have ever hoped for. If you appreciate the content, hit the subscribe if you're new here, hit the bell for notifications, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down how Remedy Entertainment has removed the pronoun mandate for their job applications. And while this might sound like not a very big deal, as I dive into this further, I'm going to explain exactly why this right here is the tip of the iceberg for major changes that are about to happen at the studio. Remedy Entertainment, the now beleaguered studio behind the smash hit Control and even Alan Wake to a certain extent, appears to now be undergoing some significant internal changes following the commercial failure of Alan Wake 2. An insider who I've been sworn to secrecy with has tipped me off about the current climate and corporate culture going on at Remedy Entertainment and some of the changes that are happening there for the better. Which is something I never thought I'd even say in a video. I just assumed they'd continue spiraling the drain until bankruptcy, but maybe even they are waking up to what they're doing and how it's destroying the entire company from within. For game developers and studios frustrated with the industry's increasing focus on identity politics over quality storytelling, this massive update signals to everyone that a desperate course correction is already, hopefully, underway. But I gotta start back at the beginning to let people know that forgot this stuff, because it's been a while since we talked about Remedy, of just how bad they've been this year alone. Remedy Entertainment has been swimming in a cesspool of industry positive toxicity over the past year or so, and in doing, they've managed to enrage the very customers looking to buy their games. It hasn't been the best strategy, but thankfully, times might be changing. For those unaware, Sam Lake, the creative director of Remedy Entertainment, made a donation to Trans Lifeline, an organization that's been embroiled in controversy and scams that I covered in the past. And Sam Lake not only donated to Trans Lifeline, but donated it to Alyssa Mercante streaming the charity being run, letting everyone know publicly that he was supporting her and her cause. Which, I gotta be honest, based off of her actions and what she's doing to people in the game industry, isn't the best look. Then we have the whole thing I reported on about Remedy's Alan Wake 2 community manager, Vida Starcevic, who infamously expressed her frustrations with influencer agencies, sending her pitches featuring, in her words, wall-to-wall white men. Yeah, another one of those types of people. Starcevic has been vocal about her strong belief in implementing racial and gender quotas. She's urged agencies to quote-unquote do better, and at the same time, completely alienated most of the player base and fueled even more controversy over at Remedy with her blatant racism. While at last check she is still employed over at Remedy based off of LinkedIn, one has to wonder if the walls are closing closing in on this type of activist. Now, she's been there for over 7 years, so it takes a little bit more work maybe to get rid of it, but at this point, anything is possible. We could even dive into how I reported about how Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with the character arc, voice, and sensitivity reading of Alan Wake 2, alongside having rumored to race swap one of the main protagonists to make it more culturally diverse, because that's what Sweet Baby seems to always do with games, is just inject diversity and making it feel like a better experience, which I've yet to be able to find someone prove that inserting diversity somehow makes a game better, but I digress. And even when I reported back then, Remedy's half-year financial report from January to June 2024, the company stated, at the time of publishing this report, Alan Wake 2 has recouped most of its development and marketing expenses. But the carefully worded statement translated to one thing: Alan Wake 2 has taken a loss. Despite selling 1.3 million units that they reported on in February 2024, they highlighted that their business review stating that the game has generated no positive income for Remedy. And while Alan Wake 2 received plenty of critical acclaim from the Journal Mafia, where they all run in the same circle and they're all in the same clique and they all get each other's backs, see people like Alyssa Mercante being at the time, journalist for Kotaku, and then we see Sam Lake donating to her charity Lifeline, you gotta wonder what's going on behind the scenes with these people, but I digress. Virtue signaling cannot be exchanged at banks for cash. It failed to connect with players who actually purchased games. The disconnect here was clearly exacerbated by the game's controversial marketing and narrative choices, rumored race swap protagonists, and other story directions that alienated portions of the fanbase that Remedy once effortlessly captured. Like, looking back at the old Remedy games and Control, and before that when we have Max Payne, games like this that were just fantastic experiences, and then they went down the path of wokeness, completely destroying their company. But it feels like things might be changing, because based off of what this insider told me of going on at Remedy right now, it completely blew my mind. In what appears to be a direct response to their financial struggles, Remedy has now quietly made changes to shift back towards prioritizing merit and talent over ideological agendas. Make no mistake, this is a massive update. Ironically, one they are trying to subtly slide by without anybody noticing, almost like they don't want to make the people on their side wonder what's happening right now. But nothing gets by me. They are now removing the require pronoun selection when you apply for a job at Remedy. That is a very big deal. And I've personally verified this myself. Going to the current job application process, it has been completely revamped. Remedy's hiring page previously required applicants to list their pronouns, including some seriously fringe options like Z, them, and who. I don't know. I can't keep up with this stuff. But this move, many criticized by any normal, rational human being as a performative virtue signal instead of actually fostering any kind of real inclusivity. You know, the whole diversity of thought thing. No, these people are all like-minded. They want to make sure that you fit into their cult. But since the money has been drying up, it almost seems like they need to expand their horizons before they shut down completely. Heading to the Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine, I was able to locate the old job application form where it shows the pronoun listed. He, him, she, her, they, them, z, them, z, here, ev, em, he, her. Well, I can't even pronounce half of these things because this is a woke mind virus ideology that has captivated so many weak-minded people thinking that they're doing something good for society when in reality excluding actual talent from the game industry. I guess you could say pronouns don't pay bills, and Remedy is quickly realizing this. Remedy is known for crafting deeply immersive, story-driven games. While the removal of pronouns from job applications is finally a step in the right direction, it remains to be seen if Remedy's hiring practices will actually reflect a genuine shift back to prioritizing talent and skill over ideological quotas. If Remedy is to preserve its legacy and financial viability, these changes must continue to happen. And I think it's very interesting how they don't make any kind of public statement about this and come forward and say, we're actually moving away from what we used to do and we want to kind of change the perception of what Remedy is. This is something they're subtly doing behind the scenes as if to pretend they never did it in the first place. The studio has proven that they have the capability to succeed in the past, and Remedy could potentially use this as a slingshot to regain some trust from its once core audience. But for now, this small, but don't get it twisted, very significant shift is great news for the entire game development community, and a great reminder that quality games, not agendas, are what keep studios alive. And this is like the first step I've ever seen from an extremely woke aligned company doing something that flies in the face of the cult mentality ideology. Getting away from the pronouns is a big deal. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Shout out to this insider that leaked this information to me, because holy crap, I don't think anyone would have found this. It was such a subtle change, but again, it's a big one. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.